Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Board YouTube channel for today's Pick and Roll live stream for Wednesday, January 15th. And my goodness, we have a massive slate of NBA games to go through, which means there's plenty of opportunities to find free picks for today's episode. So it should be a big one here today. Please make sure you do hit that like button if you do tail the picks and enjoy the show today. Please make sure as well you're subscribed to the channel. We want to build this thing. We want to find new viewers. We want to make this channel big. So with your support, we can do that. And if you're enjoying the show, we think it's the least that you can do. We're presented here by the FanDuel Sportsbook. More on them a little bit later on, but we'll jump into the show now. We're going to go through yesterday's record. We'll go through the entire slate for today. Then we'll answer your questions before we end off, and we'll recap all the picks before we do sign off. Yesterday, it was a split day, 1-1. So unfortunately, we lose the juice on the Andrew Nembhard play. We needed over 12.5 points. He finishes with 10, but we do get the nice hook win on Isaiah Joe under 12.5 PRA. Finishes at 12. So 1-1. We hope to have the winning day for you guys today, and we hope to get started with some wins. And we're going to the Milwaukee Bucks and Orlando Magic for a familiar play involving Giannis. Pips, we'll bring you in here. What do you have in the Orlando and Milwaukee game?
Yeah, we're going to the same bet for this one. Maybe a bit some adjustment. Let's show me the price because somehow I can't open the FanDuel at the moment. I placed this bet way earlier, but we are probably going to do the same on Giannis, 25 plus points and under 5.5 assists. Maybe.
Let's see. Under 5.5 assists plus, and the 25 plus points is plus 107 odds.
So last time he had 160. Yeah. Let's go with I don't think this is the best price in the market. I think there are my plus 130s out there.
Okay.
So it's tough to make this official bet when there are for sure two books with plus 130.
Okay. What would you like? What would be the lowest you'd play this to then? How about that?
I would actually play it on if I'm on FanDuel, I'm probably going with 30 plus points. So going a bit on higher variants, but the correlation is still the same. Like last time he had 4 assists and 41 points, and I think if they go again with single coverage, we could see something similar. What's the price for 30 plus and under 5.5?
Plus 176.
Yeah, that's terrible price. I think some other places are like plus 240, plus 230. So yeah, this is like tough spot.
Okay, let's say let's do the 25 plus and then under 5.5. Just give us a lowest number you'd play this to. So if people shop around,
lowest number I will play it is FanDuel. Like that's like there is I think still small edge on this one. Mm-hmm. But on plus 130, plus 125, plus 120, use any book that has same game parlays available, and you can do like any numbers.
Okay. So 25 plus for Giannis is the first leg of that, and it could also be over 24.5 depending where you are looking as well. Yeah. But you can also go if you went 30 plus. And if you did 30 plus and went under 5.5, what would be the price that you're looking for there?
Plus 200 at least.
Plus 200. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I think they are way better than this. Like just saying, like that's the lowest I will go.
Okay.
Plus 107 on FanDuel for 25 plus and 5.5 under, and plus 200 for 30 plus with 30 plus.
Okay. Understood. I'm just like trying to look around, see what I can find as like just to confirm like the availability of some of these prices as well. Yeah, I think 130. We're gonna go with here. Yeah, it's atypical, especially for SGPs. to
Yeah,
have this level of discrepancy
I would
on
say I
FanDuel.
would say you can bet separately over 29.5 points as a single bet and under 5.5 points, under 5.5 assists as a single bet. For assist, I will say minus 135 or something like that should
Yeah.
be if there is a number like that. Minus 135 or better for assist, and for points, obviously like minus 115. I think it should be available for the points on. So
Okay. Yeah. Why don't you take us through the handicap here?
actually, I think there are spots for with 20. So the reason why the lowest price on FanDuel is because some other books have set it at 28.5 lines for Giannis, and FanDuel has 30.5. So it's 2 points difference with some other books. So that's why the worst number is currently on FanDuel, and which makes sense actually.
Okay.
Uh, so yeah, I think every other book that have same game parlays, you'll get every other book besides FanDuel will probably have decent value on same game parlay on this one.
All right. So, um, apologies for not making it crystal clear as normal. We're doing the best that we can with what we can do here. Plus 130 out there. There's even better than plus 130 as well. People in the chat helping each other out. We appreciate that. But that will be the first official pick for today's show. Any data you want to take us through for this one as well, Pips? Any handicap?
Same as the last one, and I know there will be new people watching, so I'll just say single coverage. I'll show you. Actually, I'll show you.
Okay.
I'll just need to go to this game. It's simple. So there are teams. So Orlando Magic, fourth least spot up, fourth least transition points, and the least spot up, and the least above the break threes, and the least corner threes in the entire league. So there is no like driving kick for Giannis because they won't collapse. And if you take a look, they played 2 games this season. He scored 37 on monstrous usage. It was the highest usage of the season for Giannis in that game. Uh, we can see that he had uh, 46%. In the second game, he had 44%. Almost no difference. Almost no difference between these 2 games in the usage wise. And when you look at the assist, he had 1 assist on 4 potential assists in the first one, and 4 assists on 3 potential assists in the second one. So like he was converting it way above his average and still didn't come close to covering. Just to give you some context, last night Giannis had 13 assists against Kings on 16 potentials. So like the matchup difference is absolutely insane for this one. So yeah,
Oh,
that's it.
yeah.
It's
Back to the
Yanni.
well on this one. Yeah. Same play
Yeah,
we've had before. It worked last time. Hopefully, it can
yeah,
work again here. Anything else to add, or should we move on?
yeah. Let's move on to the Memphis one.
All right, let's go to the Memphis game here. You've got to play as Memphis visit the Spurs. What you got here?
Can you go to the like combo points, rebounds, and assists? I'm targeting bench player for the for yeah. They have just like that's the thing uh with FanDuel this season. Like early on, they just have stars
Hmm.
on the like the main player starters, and I want to target the bench guy, and I'll show you. I think it's actually widely available. Besides like FanDuel.
Should have come up later
So
if you're watching later in the
yeah,
day though.
so we are going to Jake Laravia under 13.5 points, rebounds, and assists. It's minus 120 out there, minus 125. I'll play up to minus 125.
Okay,
So yeah, you have a
125.
couple of yeah, but there are some minus 120s as
Yep.
well. Yeah. So when you first look at this, like he is averaging 15.8 on the season. Uh, Over in 56% of the games. So probably someone thinking like, what's going on here? Why we're going under? But when you look at the games where Jaren Jackson, Ja Morant, Desmond Bain, Santi Aldama, Scottie Pippen, and Luke Kennard played, we can see that his minutes are between 20 and mostly like between 20 and 14. So I'll just use the games when like overall. So his minutes are probably set to like 16 to 18, but we'll do like 20 to 14 to 20 just to get a bigger sample size. And then when you look at like 14 to 20 minutes, he's under this line in 9 out of 11 games, averaging 10.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And when you look at these matchups were actually on the easier side. So he averaged these numbers while playing in easy matchups like Jazz soft matchup, Lakers soft matchup, Golden State Warriors for a spot up guy soft matchup. Same with Denver, same with Bulls, Portland, Nets, like Lakers, Kings. So the only difficult matchup here on out of any of these teams is Rockets, and I will say Spurs tonight are like probably the third the most difficult matchup out of any games this season. We can see that the wings lately. This is showing like by position. Hachimura, Dorian Finney-Smith, Middleton, Derrick Jones, Dorian Finney-Smith, like staying under, way under, like against the Spurs lately over the last like a month or so. But we can see that also he scores most of his points as a spot up. Spurs don't help. Um, they allow, let's see, from the corners. Yeah, they allow second leads from the corners, threes, and that's where some of his points are coming. So he's like, they won't help much. They have MB inside, so that they don't need to help him protect the rim. So they allow seventh least spot up, and that's 35% of his points. They are average in transition. They don't allow free throws. When you combine all that, you get 80% of his points, and Spurs are doing well in all those areas. And when you look at the other stuff, like for positioning, Spurs allow a ton of mid range, and he doesn't shoot mid range. So that's the only weak spot of Spurs defense, and he doesn't even shoot it. So yeah, overall, great spot to take on under on Jake Laravia when with Memphis being healthy. Like they have everyone besides Marcus Smart for this one. John Moran, Desmond Bay, Jalen Wells, Jaren Jackson Jr., Zach Edey, Luke Kennard, Santi Aldama, Brandon Clark, and then like ninth guy of the team is Jake Laravia, with also minus to Scottie Pippen and Jay Huff. So like they are playing 11 deep rotation, and you have like all the guys healthy. Moran, Bain, Jerry Jackson will getting like 35 minutes tonight. So there is not much minutes left. Like rotation have Jake Laravia at 16 minutes, and even with up to 20 minutes, he's still under this line way more than covering. So yeah, I like this one, and that's the second official bet.
All right, 2 official bets in the book. So make sure you guys, if you're tailing especially, please make sure you have hit that like button. Consider subscribing for shows like this every weekday morning. We'll keep it going in just a second here, but we'll interrupt for a word from our presenting sponsor here on the Board YouTube channel, the FanDuel Sportsbook, because the NBA season is heating up. And as you watch your favorite teams and players, check out FanDuel to make every NBA moment even more rewarding with America's #1 sportsbook. Such a fantastic book that we use so frequently on the show for its ease of use, wealth of different markets available, and fair pricing. So often we find our best bets are best priced at FanDuel, which is why we're very proud to have them as a presenting sponsor on the Board YouTube channel. And right now, new customers can bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. Yes, guaranteed. So next time you get 100 on who's going to win or how many points a player will score, bet on FanDuel and watch your picks come to life. Just visit FanDuel.com/board. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. But must be 21 plus and present in select states or Kansas in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino or 18 plus and present in DC. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bet, which expires 7 days after receipt. After 3 months free trial, the full price of League Pass will be automatically charged monthly. Cancel anytime. No refunds. Term restrictions and embargoes apply. Limit 1 pass per customer. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelpline.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. We'll keep it going here. Back to the normal order of the games today. We've got a lot of games to go through, so we don't need to touch on each game in great detail here, but maybe a word or two on each of them. We'll start off with the New York Knicks away at the Philadelphia 76ers. Knicks favored by 6 points in this one. Any word on this one, Pips?
Just I'm like sorry for not having a screenshot of the injury report of 76ers ready because it's hilarious. So they have Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, Caleb Martin, Ante Drummond, and Joel Embiid listed as questionable. That's more than half the roster. Like they are playing nine guys in rotation. They have 5 starters, like 4 starters and 1 key bench guy listed as questionable. Yeah, that's absolutely insane. I do think Joel Embiid should be back. Paul George and Maxi should be playing. Like I can see like they were rested last night. In a most hilarious lineup of the season, 76ers started Reggie Jackson, Gary Gordon, Ricky Council, Yabusele, and I don't know what was the 5th guy. Honestly, Justin Edwards and Jeff Downton. Like incredible lineup. And yeah, I made a bet and I won. Like I bet Ricky Council over 12.5 points because they were like 80 deep, and in a blowout he is the main guy. And he covered with shooting like 5 from like 16. There are spots, but not now. Like after the guys get ruled out and you check some stuff, you can find bets, but I can guess who is playing or who is not playing. Last time I bet I leaned towards Embiid playing, made a bet on Goga under, and Embiid was ruled out, and I put me in trouble with my under. But Goga also got injured, so I won. So there it is. But overall, like trusting, like there is some data. I think someone shared on the. I think it was Shipper or someone, I don't know, that shared the data on question tags, and so when player is questionable, I think it was in 2022. When player was questionable, he played in 52% of the time. Probable guy played 93% of the time, and doubtful player played I think 6% of the time. So questionable is really 50-50, maybe like 52-48 for playing. If it's like second question tag, like it's very different to be like injured for a while and then get questionable tag, then being questionable tag like third straight game, and then like you are more inclined to be back then. Yeah. But overall, questionable is 50-50, and we have 5 players for the 76ers in a 50-50 spot. Yeah, no bets for me.
One of our chatters here, Matt Berger, is going to the game tonight, hoping Embiid will play. Unfortunately, probably not the most fantastic game to have tickets for, considering the injury report. But hey, it should still be fun nonetheless. I mean, there's worse teams to potentially have tickets to a game for, and one of those teams is probably the Toronto Raptors at home to the Boston Celtics. Raptors 14-point underdogs at home. There was a question here from James asking me, but also I guess we can extend this to both of us, asking about Davion Mitchell's role. Minutes have been low until the Warriors game where he started and got 27 minutes. Unders if he's out of the lineup versus Boston. So
quickly, yeah.
Quickly's out. This is what's complicated. So Davion Mitchell had gotten a lot of DNPs lately. Raptors have decided to go with Jamal Shed as the backup guard because there's not a lot of difference in ability between Shed and Mitchell, but Shed's a rookie, so they're trying to prioritize his play time. Okay, listen. Darko's an enigma. Darko Rajakovic, Raptors head coach, is an enigma. He's very tough to read. Me and Pips are not particularly fans of him, particularly me. But I think I'm just trying to theorize they like Shed off the bench. He's been playing well, so they don't want to disrupt that role. They just want to keep it the same. So instead of putting him in the starting five, they put Mitchell in. They played well and won. I'm going to assume that's not going to change the starting five. So I think it'll be big minutes once again for Davion Mitchell. Now, as like if I wanted to give an angle, I'm not super confident because again, it's really tough to predict Raptors coaching staff. He probably doesn't close the game. So if it's priced as if like, okay, he's a starter, he's going to be playing the last minutes, maybe consider looking at unders in game. But then again, I expect the Raptors to get throttled here. So tough to say. I don't think there's any concise handicap I can give to Davion Mitchell's minutes as far as a bet is concerned. So I got to stay away.
Yeah, not just the minutes, but in the role, but the numbers. Like this guy is on offense, like player less. Like you can't he can do much. Like even if he gets 20, even if he's playing like 25 minutes, I can't bet the over on 5.5 against the Boston. Like I just can't.
He could end with 0.
Yeah,
he doesn't score.
Yeah. He was in 20. I imagine being on the court for 27 minutes, having the ball a lot, and shooting 3 times in 27 minutes. Like PJ in the corner will get higher usage. Like I don't know. And the assist one, he had 6 assists. So I was like, okay, maybe it's assist. I don't want to bet assist against the Boston. Yeah. Last time he had played against the Boston, he had 3 assists in 26 minutes. Also, against Golden State, he had 6 assists on 6 potential assists. So the numbers aren't looking good for him.
Boston have really figured out the Raptors. Basically, they just put 5 guys in the paint and say, if you don't hit a 3, you're not going to score today. And it worked last time. They beat the Raptors by 54 points. So we'll see today. Anything betting-wise today, Pips, that you're looking at in this game?
Let me just check. So doesn't that incline you to look into Scotty Barnes threes? He was 1 from 8 last time they played the Boston.
Lately he has not been hitting them. You're right, but I'll look at the line here.
It's plus money for 2.
Yeah, he's difficult to call as well because lately now his role has been in the post, back down players take contested mid-range shots, which is probably working better than him taking like 8, 9, 10 threes a game. Over 1.5 threes, plus 120 here. That's one of the better prices in market.
Yeah. So last month in December, he took 6 threes a game. It's now down to 4 threes a game. It's not even 4. It's like 3.5. So he doubled down on the usage. On threes, on shooting threes, like he's shooting double S, like half. So yeah, it doesn't make any sense to bet it. But if he's going to be wide open, he'll take them.
One angle I kind of like today is Jakob Poeltl under points. It's at 12.5 minus 113. So the Raptors have played the Celtics. Past 2 times they played them. First of those 2 times was in Boston. Poeltl. I think he had a career high in points. It went to
35,
overtime,
yeah.
But he had a career high before overtime. Raptors played through him, and he was fantastic. Second time the Raptors played the Celtics, I don't know exactly how many points he had actually, but
7.
when Poeltl touched the ball, they like doubled and tripled him in the paint. Mazzulla said Poeltl is not scoring today, and it was all kickouts from there. So 12.5. It doesn't look like there's any adjustment here. I can just double check the Monday game.
So, what do you think about Giannis' approach in this one?
Yeah, for his assists here.
Assist over and points under. Like,
yeah, like last game.
He hit the over in the last game on the assist, even though you guys lost by 50.
Yeah. So his assist line, what is it, 2.5?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would play that.
Minus 1 of 5. Yeah. Makes sense. So I usually like when I'm.
Let me just see what 2+ looks like. Plus 147 for 2+. Like, that's pretty good. Over
Yeah,
two and a
that's good.
half. Yeah, I'd play that. Under 12 and a
Yeah,
half points, over 2.5 assists, plus 253. I would absolutely play that. I don't know
yeah.
if you want to bet it, but
We can
I'm
do it like for Alpha Unit on the show, like first Jacob official
sure,
bet, and I agree
sure.
with it. No problems.
The first, probably not the first, but like definitely less than 5 official Jacob bets. So, yes, we'll play under 12 and a half points. We'll play over 2.5 assists for Jakob Pertl, plus 253 here. I'm just gonna see how this lines up to market because in this case we're playing the two straight lines here, so we don't even need to
Yeah,
look specifically for SGP odds around. We can see like where the best prices are for points. FanDuel has the best price on the under for Jakob Pertl points, and it has one of the best prices for over on assists. So I don't even really need to look here. I think we're going to get the best price available on FanDuel, plus 253. So again, Missoula, they won by 54 last game against the Raptors. That was in Boston, but still, I think that would aid the Raptors even more to be at home here because you're probably more likely to get more threes to fall than they did last time on New Year's Eve against Boston. They lost again by 54 points. I still can't
yeah,
believe.
and that game was without Grady Dick and Barrett, and they are playing through Jacob a bit, like especially Grady Dick. Like he should get like some threes out of like Jacob.
Yeah.
That should help his assist.
Yeah, it basically like Boston after Pirtle torched them in that previous game just decided that they were going to completely stop Jakob Pirtle from doing anything in the post. They collapsed like crazy on him. So I for this price, I really like this position. We'll go half unit for the show.
Yeah,
Pirtle under 12 and a
sounds good.
half,
Yeah.
over 2.5 assists. All right, let's see if I can help our record for this season.
Yeah,
We
and,
didn't.
and lately we can look at the we can look lately, but Boston changed the defense. They were struggling with paint defense earlier this season. They are now back to being good. Just looking at the bigs since last like 2 weeks, Vucevic stayed went over by 1 point. Goga Bitadze deep under. Turner two unders. Jacob with 7 points. Rudy Gobert only 6 points. Şengün held to the 14 points. Hartenstein 8 points. Sabonis did his stuff. I think he scored two threes in this one and covered because they ignored him outside. And then Missy played, scored seven. So lately they've been protecting the rim and protecting bigs really well. So it makes sense even with that one. And if they take a look at the assists, similar players, we can see that Vucevic cleared this in 2 out of the 3. Uh, that's the similar player with this. And Hartenstein had 2, which is close. I remember Şengün having ton of potential assists. He just didn't cover. We'll add the potential assist on this one so we can check was it just luck or stuff. But with Goga Bitadze had 3, Adebayo had 5. Like the bigs are getting assists against the Boston, so overall makes sense.
All right, so we worked it out. Eventually, we have Jakob Pertl for the SGP here, plus 253, half a unit at FanDuel, best price here. So 3 good positions so far. Make sure you guys have hit that like button if you are enjoying the show so far. Still quite a few games to go through here, so let's mow through. We have the Dallas Mavericks away at the Pelicans. I know the spread more or less makes sense here, but 2.5 for Dallas. It's weird to see given how it's been this season. Dallas only favored by 2.5 away at New Orleans. Now New Orleans are getting healthier. Dallas obviously dealing with tons of injuries. Is there anything you can do for handicaps in this game?
Um, uh, the thing with the Pelicans is Zion is doubtful for this one. Without Zion, they're way worse team. With Zion in the lineup, they actually played competitive even against the Boston Celtics. Like they were in there. Like I think they lost by 1 point in the end, with CJ missing like a good look to buzzer beat win the game. But with Zion, they were competitive. Uh, they won against the 76ers without Zion in a good game. So overall, they've been playing better. But Zion is out tonight. On the other side, I think it's Luka and Lively out. So yeah, no, not much for this one. Dallas is actually deep team. Like when you look at this, like I was considering who am I going to bet the over, but then look at the wings. Like it's Clay obviously back to back. I usually that would be a look for me. Clay Thompson over 13.5 points, but since it's back to back and he's kind of shitty, can do it. But Najee Marshall, PJ Washington, Quentin Grimes, like those are good wings. Like they play defense and they can kind of shoot, especially Grimes and PJ. So yeah, I'm leaning towards PJ, but no official bets. And there
Okay.
is no lines. There is no lines for Grimes, and I think if it's open like 9.5, 9.5, like it did last night, uh, could be a good bet.
All right. Well, we'll move to the next game then. Good information perhaps for later. Atlanta away as plus 2 underdogs against the Bulls. Last time they played, high scoring game. I believe that Atlanta won. I don't know if there's confirmation on Jalen Johnson's status for this one, but obviously that is a that is a very important player for this game overall. Any thoughts for this game? We know you're in tune with the Hawks.
Yeah, Jalen Johnson is doubtful. DeAndre Hunter and Bogdan Bogdanovic are questionable, which I'm thinking Hunter is playing and Bogdan Bogdanovic isn't playing. That's how I see it. It's back to back. They are careful with Boggy. Don't think Jalen Johnson is back for this one. And there is no question tax on Trey Young, and he was being fighting the injury, and now he's on back to back.
He played yesterday.
Yeah, he played last night, and think they won. Like, yeah, I think they won
Yeah,
last night.
they beat the Suns by
No,
5.
yeah, so they beat Suns by 5. Yeah, Trey Young had like almost 40 points, I think.
I think we were also expecting Trey Young not to play that game, and now he might go back to back.
Dubbed it. Like, I think we could see, like, he made, but I wouldn't be surprised if everyone is out. Like
And he
Trey
had
Young,
41 points yesterday too, so
yeah,
or
yeah.
two at that.
Yeah, I spoke about it once before. Like he clearly wasn't healthy to start the season. Like Trey Young averaging like 20 points a game, 19 points a game. That's crazy. And now we can see that he is like averaging like 28 in January. That's Trae Young, we know. Like 20, like 30 and 10. That's Trae Young, we know. And I think it was just the injuries. And yeah, he is having like season down season with shooting uh, because of the injury. But he's now up to like 57 through shooting while averaging 23 and 12. Like Trae Young is amazing player. Like yeah, he's most. I would say like he's the most underrated player in the league. Like at least top 5. Like everyone, like he got some like a good. He got some low this season because of the high assist numbers. I saw it, but overall, I think just one of the most underrated. Like he creates so much. He is bending the defenses. Like maybe only few guys in the league, like Jokic, Luka, Steph, and maybe like maybe two more guys, and then it's Trae Young. So uh, if he's out tonight, like I think he could be out. And if I'm on the Hawks, I'll probably risk him. He's been carrying the insane load, and no Jalen Johnson, uh, Hunter and Bogey probably out as well. Like there's no need to play like Trae Young in this one. So yeah, I'm not touching this one.
All right, we'll go to the next game. Charlotte 5.5 point favorites against the Jazz in Utah. Over under here of 220.5. Any thoughts for this game?
Yeah, I could have some for this one. Uh, But I'm working on the spot for this one. Like maybe build something up on the FanDuel. First off, I'll go to the Lamelo. I don't like Lamelo in this matchup, even though he's shooting unbelievable. Like so, last couple of games, 25 field goal attempts against the Suns, 28 field goal attempts against the
Was it
Suns.
17 threes against the Suns that he attempted? I think I saw.
Over the last two games against the Suns, in combined like 75 minutes, he attempted 33 threes,
So
16 and
yeah,
17
16,
in back to
17.
back, 16 and 17 on back to back games. Yeah,
Wow. My
that's
guy's shooting.
and I don't think we've seen like that. That's above Steph Curry like stuff. Like yeah, and he's not making them at the Steph Curry rate, but not even close. Like I don't know, man. This looks yeah. Sometimes like some stuff goes a bit out of like the taste, like good taste, and this is the one thing of like stuff I don't like. Like that's 73 again, man. Like
That's a bit too much.
okay. Yeah, if you are a not great shooter, he is decent one, but numbers lately been like, so last two games he shot 5 from 16, 30 points, 5 from 17, 29%. So it's like 30% on 33 threes over the last two. Like, what are we doing here? Yeah. For this game, let me just check. Mm, Brandon Miller, maybe. Like, this is a good matchup for shooters as they allow the third most threes in the league, and they allow. How do you allow third most threes in the league while allowing like 13th most spot up? Like,
I don't
it's up.
know.
It's and you are doubling the ball handlers, like taking away pull up. Like that's yeah. I have my tough time like wrapping my head around it. Um yeah, I'm just thinking for this game. Uh, I actually had an interesting bet earlier this morning. They removed it from every book in the world. I think after I smashed it, it was Eubanks under 18 and a half points, rebounds, and assists. He started last game, and now Kessler is back, and he's going back to the bench. And they set the lines like he's starting. So yeah, uh, just a moment. Yeah, I don't know how. I can't open the FanDuel, so
I got you.
yeah. This one should be like. Can you check the lines, like regular lines for this game on FanDuel? Like,
Yep.
let me just see. Mark
Wow,
Williams
Lamelo at
11.
28.
Let's bet Mark Williams over 11 and a half.
Back to Mark Williams.
Yeah. Uh, just makes sense.
Just Mark Williams or anybody else?
Yeah, just Mark Williams straight bet over 11.5 points.
Okay, Mark Williams over 11 and a half, minus 125 here, and it's really 12 and a half everywhere else. So minus 125 for Mark Williams is the best in market here. Minus 125 at FanDuel. That is going to be an official bet. Mark Williams has not been doing the show a lot of favors. Doesn't mean much, but just curious, what is it about the handicap today?
Last game, so we had him first game against the Suns when he scored 9 points. The next game, he scored 24. And the opportunities are right there. And he played 29 minutes, and that's the minutes he should get. And in those minutes, we can see when he's playing 18 plus, 17 plus
Wait,
minutes this season.
sorry to interrupt. Apologies. It's actually moved at to minus 128. There's also plus 100, plus 103, and plus 105 available, which you could argue are better prices. Are you okay with minus 128?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh, for bigs that don't shoot, I also think 11 and a half and 12 and a half is a big difference.
Okay.
If it was like between 10 and a half and 11 and a half, I'll probably lean towards uh, 11 and a half plus money.
Okay. 12 and a half plus money, you mean? But yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, okay. Understood.
Yeah. So, as you can see, he scored 12 points already twice this season, 11 points against Cleveland. But yeah, he averaged 10 points on the season. Overall, just like when you look at the guys against the Nets, it's Claxton 14 points, Darren Sharp 12, Capella 18, uh, Aiton put 18, and Zubats at 19. Overall, guys are scoring against this team of the Utah Jazz, and they are allowing a ton of points in the paint. They allow fifth most points in the paint. That's where Mark scores all of his points, and they are very aggressive against pick and roll ball handlers, and that's against Lamelo. They allow fourth least to the pick and roll ball handlers, and that's where Lamelo scores most of his points, and that's where uh, Brandon Miller scores most of his points. So two first and second scoring options are in a tough matchup where we get doubles. And then we have Miles Bridges who scores most of this in the spot up, and they are above average in the spot up. So all the guys that usually score for the Hornets are in a tough matchups. So this should be spot for the Mark Williams. Also, yeah, he's getting tough matchup against the Kessler, but Mark Williams is starting the second quarter. That's the rotation, and that's when he's going against Eubanks, and he should fucking destroy Eubanks on like every possible way, like pick and roll, rim stuff, putbacks, offensive board, like everywhere. So initial matchup is not great against Kessler, who will probably be in drop, but when he gets free the bench unit to start second and to start fourth quarter, that should be a great spot for him against Eubanks. And when they send doubles to the Lamelo and Brandon Miller, when they help there, he should also get some some buckets. It's not like much. It's 11. It's 12 points in 13 in 28 to 30 minutes.
All right. We'll hope for Mark Williams to come through for us on this one here. He owes this one. So let's hope Mark Williams comes through, gets us a win on the fourth official pick of the day. Please make sure, guys, if you are enjoying the show, you do hit that like button, support the content that we are bringing you over here. We can keep on cycling down now, go to the last four games we have on the slate. Houston playing against the Denver Nuggets. This should be an extremely interesting game here. How do you think the Rockets will be able to handle the Nuggets in Denver? Basically, a pick 'em
Uh,
here.
yeah, I lean towards Rockets in this one. Uh, just the I don't know, like Denver is in back to back. I hate that we are going away, but team without shooters against Houston Rockets, like we should be able. Udoka will put defense that will be leaving Gordon Brown and Westbrook wide open entire game, and they will do anything to stop Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic. Last season, we defended Jokic in single coverage against Şengün. Şengün did kind of okay, better than I expected. He improved this season on defense, but I don't see the reason for defending Jokic in single coverage when actually there are two non-shooters on the floor with him. Like make the scheme, adjust, and be prepared to help. And then if you are helping off Westbrook, just don't let him get a wide open layup. And I think Houston Rockets are absolutely maybe even like the best team in the league so far this season when it comes to like setting up proper schemes
Yeah.
to defend certain teams. So many times I've seen like when Jabari was playing, which is a huge negative that he's out for tonight. Jabari was taking like guys like Wemby, and then this Şengün was on Sohan, and yeah, so many like times we had a crazy adjustments from the Udoka, and it always made the sense, always made sense. So also like against the Bucks, we had Şengün completely ignoring Brook Lopez and helping on Giannis every single time he stepped out inside uh, the perimeter. So yeah, I trust my guys. We'll see how it turns out. Props wise, no bets for this game because I can't predict this game.
Fair enough there. We can go to the last three games here on the slate today. Long show today. A lot of games to go through and 4 official picks already in play. We have the Golden State Warriors now against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Golden State, they've struggled a lot recently, coming off of a loss to the Raptors. They're +6, as I said, over under here of 215.5. It was a really good start to the season for the Warriors. They've come down since then, 4-6 in their last 10, 19-20 on the season. Anything you're looking at in this game in particular?
Nope. Mixed stuff from the last two games. These two teams played. So yeah, huge slate, but we already have a lot of bets. So
No need to force in a game you don't
yeah.
like. Miami here on the road at the Lakers. Still dealing with the effects of the Jimmy Butler situation, of course, adding some complications to the team. And they're coming off a loss, didn't even reach 100 against a pretty good defense in the Clippers. Do you think they'll have any better luck today against the other LA team?
Ben Adebayo is questionable for this one. I think he didn't play in the last one. So that's big issues, big issues for this team.
Mhm.
I wanted to some Jovic lines, but we don't have it. So honestly, I can't do much in this one without like knowing about Adebayo, and my guy is not playing. So tough one. Uh, yeah, that's it.
All right. One more game to go to end it off. And that game is the Brooklyn Nets against that team we mentioned, the Los Angeles Clippers. Uh, I, I'm not sure if actually I think Cam Johnson did return yesterday, so not sure if he'll be featuring in a back-to-back. Did he play yesterday? I can double check here.
Sorry, I went to turn the sun on.
Cam Johnson, I believe he came back from injury yesterday.
Yeah,
He's not even on the injury report today. But Brooklyn still 14-point underdogs rather here.
I have him doubtful. So
Okay.
Claxton, D'Angelo Russell, and Cam Johnson doubtful.
Okay.
So it's lineup of Keon Johnson, Tyrese Martin, Zaire Williams, Noah Clowney, Daron Sharp. They should get tortured here. Like this should be like easy win for Clippers.
The Clippers should win this game, I think. Of course.
By like 30.
Yeah.
It should be like 110 to like 80 in this one.
Not advocating for the spread here. I don't really see how Brooklyn stay in this game. They've done a great job of making themselves worse this season. I said that before yesterday. And it's true. They have done a good job. They want to have a good draft pick, and they're gonna make sure they get. They actually won yesterday after I said that. They won by 18 as well. So Cam Johnson's no way they can afford to have him play in this basketball game.
He's a really good player, man. Like Cameron
Do
Johnson.
you any team and actually it's a good question for the chat. A lot of trade talk around Cam Johnson. Is there a destination in mind where you think he'd be a good fit? Where you think he should end up?
I would like a ton of spots for Cam Johnson. Like obviously, I love him at Houston Rockets.
Yeah, I think any team would like to have Cam Johnson. He's one of those easy to use players.
I think we can compete with like Thunder with the package sent. Like they can beat us like any point of a day. Like, and they should. Like I think Cam makes a lot of sense for them. But I overall think like Timberwolves could use Cam Johnson. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone could use like
OKC.
OKC. OKC is the best. Like if it's a wrap if they get like a 43% movement shooter guy. Like that will be actually crazy.
I'm just looking at a
Uh,
comment here. Yeah, but
I'm looking
honestly,
at
any
like
team could use a player like that.
any team and the
OKC, Minnesota's a good
Magic,
one. Magic,
Orlando.
yeah, wow.
Yeah, I think yeah. If
I
imagine Orlando getting him like
if you're
the
OKC, now is the time to start committing to how good this team is. I think now is the time to start using a lot of these picks to make a trade happen. Sorry, just getting word here from the chat that Mark
Mark
Williams is
Williams.
down to minus 118 actually on FanDuel.
Yeah.
So if you have the capability of cashing out in full and going this instead, you have opportunity to do so there. Don't know why they were toying the odds with us while we were going with that, but we'll keep it as is for show tracking purposes because I think that's the most fair. But a lot of questions to go through on today's show. Once again, reminder to hit that like button if you've not done so already. Appreciate the support on the last show. We want to keep on improving here, reaching some new viewers, 35 likes. We have 90 people watching on YouTube. Let's get this up to 50 likes before we sign off today. That is our goal. And we'll get back to the chat here.
Also,
Right.
every you can just put like comment for algorithm below the show if you are watching later and will be much appreciated of it. Yeah, just helping this stuff to get in front of people.
Yeah, if you're watching later in the day, you can comment your bets as well. Maybe there's some role players that come up. Maybe you missed a show and there's still some opinions you want, and we'll check that out as well and give opinions for that later on in the day. So leave a comment as well after the fact. You can let us know your favorite destination for Cam Johnson as well for that. Let's go to the comments here. Anthony Serbo did ask about Embiid over 27.5 points. A questionable tag on him, but if he does play, is there something that you like here?
No, that's line is. I think there should be much better lines.
Okay. I'll double check now. You mentioned it. Yeah, 26.5 available now. So either hasn't been shopped or it's come down. I would assume the latter there. It's just come down a little bit. 26.5 minus 115 is the best spot here. Minus 110. Oh, no, minus 115.
Yeah. I'll consider betting over 26.5 minus 115. Lean over. Especially if overall I lean over because the first time they played this season he was not ready for the serious basketball. Now he kind of looked decent. So yeah, lean over. That's it.
Let's go to Drosko asking about Scotty Barnes over 5.5 is 6 at 1.76. Always making me pull out the calculator. Minus 131.5. Minus 132 odds for Barnes
Minus
over
132,
5.5
yeah.
assists.
Matchup not ideal. Let's be honest here. Like
No.
this is rough. There are better numbers, way better numbers. This is not like even close to being the best number. But overall, without quickly, his assists go way up. But I don't know. I last game against Golden State Warriors, 16 potential assists. That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. Against the Pistons, quickly played. He had 3 assists. 8 against the Cavs, who are also not great matchup for the assist. 5 and 5. Let me just check the last one without quickly. 5 against the Hawks without quickly. That's not good.
His role is just
Yeah.
so different every night. You don't know how he's going to play. It's some days
Yeah,
he'll take no
I
threes,
actually,
some days he'll take 8. Some days
yeah.
he'll have 16 potential assists, some days he'll have 5.
Staying away. I agree. Completely agree. No, unpredictable players are not one you can make a lot of money on.
Unpredictable against a really good team like
And should be a
Boston.
blowout. And
Blowout.
if they collapse on, then he needs to cover only by threes, and you guys can't shoot. So
Yeah.
it's like coin flip. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That
no
that's
bet here.
that's how I feel. I wouldn't play either side, but I don't like the under there. Curry under 5.5 assists is the next question at 1.7 odds, so -143. I can just double check if there's better prices available for this one, but Curry under 5.5 assists. This we can find. That's actually about close to in line with market.
Last game against the Wolves, he had 10 assists. And with that said, I'm out.
Okay.
Last game before that, he had 8, 14 and 12 potential assists. They are doing. Wolves are not playing like simple drop coverage anymore. They do stuff. They do stuff. Like they are not like standard defensive scheme of Rudy Gobert in a drop coverage and everyone not helping. They do help. They change stuff a bit. They put Gobert sometimes on the uh they put him on the level of the screen, and then you have Randall who is a weak side defender, so it's wide open to the rim. And I wouldn't bet this, especially at this price. Yeah.
No worries. Jonathan asked about Jason Tatum over 8.5 rebounds. Market has it around. FanDuel has it -128. There's slightly better elsewhere. Well, but only very slightly there. Make sure you guys leave put the prices in, make it a little bit easier for us. But I had a look there. The handicap here is that with Porzingis, he seems to get more rebounding opportunities when Porzingis is active. I'm not sure if you want to check in on
Yeah,
that.
that's true, but yeah, I can check. I can check that, but I doubt it. Uh, don't bet overs in blowout games. That should be the main point of everything.
Okay.
uh,
My own
uh,
curiosity, I'd like to see with and without Porzingis how drastic the
so
rebounding is.
let's say like he's playing like 38 minutes. He averaged 9.8. When you look at the games with Porzingis, it's 10.4. And while some are easy matchups like Bulls, uh, great numbers, yeah, I don't. I mean, there is some correlation. There is some correlation that with Porzingis, he happened to play in a better matchups for rebounds than without Porzingis.
Okay.
But yeah, because Porzingis is not rebounding, he's boxing out, so that helps. But overall, let me just check the game against the Raptors. I think when I look at the games against the Raptors, they usually, yeah, he stayed under against the Raptors, even though you guys couldn't make a bucket.
And to be honest, neither could the Celtics in the first half.
Yeah,
I
and the
mean, everything
Raptors,
in the second half.
yeah, the Raptors are above average in allowing assist, and I think to the wings you actually above average. So uh, no way I'm
Good at
betting
something.
over -130 or something against the blowout concerns. Like,
Makes sense.
yeah,
Anthony asked about the Celtics spread for this game. I personally would definitely lean towards the Celtics in the spread. There's even 13.5s out there, which you can. It's 13.5. It's mostly 14.5. So actually, 13.5 is probably a good bet if you have that. But it's moving to 14.5 since we started. I would definitely lean towards the Celtics. Complicated to handicap such a big spread. Celtics play with food. Raptors don't give up on games very easily. They leave good players out there for longer. I like a game against the Knicks. They were down by 25 with 4 minutes left. They end up losing by 14. They pull 11 points back. So I can't bet it confidently, but I would lean towards Celtics. Any thoughts?
yeah, I don't bet stuff like this. Like, this is like leaning towards like how hard they will try, how good they will shoot on the road and stuff. Do they play with their food? And we know they can. And I don't like to bet like on these huge spreads, honestly. Even the last night, I think the Thunders didn't cover against the G League 76ers. Yeah.
It's tough, but again, I would lean
I
that way
think
if you really wanted to bet.
I would really love to see like these big spreads against the spread stuff for this one, like historically data. I think it's real close to 50-50.
Right. With, well, I mean, it makes sense if it's 50-50 historically. On because the spread is the spread. The
I
idea
mean,
with some
yeah,
bets.
yeah, yeah. It's I like. Of course, I just like use the wrong words. Like it's I say like this completely random. Like yeah,
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
yeah.
Lean Celtics. Bottom line on this one. A few more here. Jonathan A also asked about Walker Kessler over rebounds in his game against the Hornets. I'll just double check the line there. Walker Kessler rebounds is over 11.5 minus 115. Best price in market at FanDuel.
I mean, Lowry is out, Sexton is out, Collins is out, Clarkson is out. Collins and Lowry probably affects his rebounds the most. In 2 games without both, he had 17 and 12. In games without Collins, he averaging 13.1. Uh, Game against the Knicks, kind of, I honestly could ignore it. And game against, yeah. Overall, seems like a decent spot lately. Hornets allow above average rebounds to the bigs and some good numbers actually lately to the opposing bigs. Jarrett Allen 11, Stewart Durant 14, Hartenstein 15, Valanciunas off the bench 12, Drummond 15. So overall, like, makes sense.
And next one up, we have Goga Batadze double tonight. I know you mentioned Goga earlier. I'll just pull up his number as well. Remember, guys, leave the make it easier for us with the price.
This should be like
Plus
plus
390
400.
FanDuel. Plus 390 FanDuel. Plus
390.
400 best.
I never looked at it and I just said plus 400
Yeah.
should be the price.
Yeah. Best price in market that I found regulated is plus 400. So I would say if it's where you expect it to be, it's probably not an edge.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it's a bit higher. I think it should be higher. Brook Lopez, like, you need to shoot to be able to cover against him, and Goga can shoot. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. So, yeah.
Next up, one more player prop and then one more open question. Towns under 13.5 boards at minus 129 is final player prop question is from Nicholas Jepson.
His numbers are actually insane, but this is a thing. This is a well-known thing against Embiid. Earlier this season, when they played, he had exactly 13 rebounds. Foul trouble should probably help this bet. Bigs can't rebound against the, like, you look at this. It's a ton of red against their closing lines against the Embiid. And Hartenstein, who got over, played against non-Embiid 76ers. So overall, it's tough matchup, and I lean under. If there is any questions, I do lean under. Yeah, and it's because Towns is a stupid guy that will get in foul trouble in first quarter, like almost certain stuff. And he got these numbers playing 42 minutes, and if he's foul trouble, he can get to the 42 minutes.
Last question here. This is more of an open one. I don't know if you track this or know about this, but somebody asked, out of curiosity, if you're more profitable on overs or unders this season.
It's been on unders for like 5 straight years until this one. It's even.
Okay.
Even. Well, close to even this season. This is probably one of my best seasons betting on overs. So, yeah. But
all right.
I kind of went away from betting overs on star players. Like, even though in a great matchups, like, I cut that volume down. and I increased a lot of volume on bench guys, overs and unders, doesn't matter, and my win rate skyrocketed this season. Like honestly, like the show stuff, it's much less volume, so we are not doing like great. We are okay, kind of uh, trending up, but privately, yeah, one of the best seasons I ever had, and it's working for both overs and unders.
Well, we look to increase the sample size and get those results in the show as well. We are pretty much even on the season, and we could do with a big day here today to get us rolling. We have 4 official picks in play. Giannis, 25 plus points and under 5.5 assists. It was plus 107 at FanDuel. That's the lowest we'd go here, but there was plus 130, plus 135 available as well. So see who has the best number on under 5.5 assists. I actually did not include in the graphic, but under 5.5 assists. And perhaps shop there, see where the best price is on this one. But again, plus 130 is where we will track it. In the Memphis and Spurs game, we have Jake LaRavia under 13.5 PRA at minus 125, minus 120 also available at the time. Then we have one we kind of worked on together, but we'll say it's my bet here. Half a unit for Jakob Poeltl. Jacob's bet on Jakob Poeltl under 12.5 points and over 2.5 assists at plus 253 odds at FanDuel. Final play, Mark Williams over 11.5 points, minus 120 at FanDuel is where we got it. It's a better price now. But it'd be unfair to just change it on you guys. So if you're watching later, hopefully you do get a better price on that one. But hopefully we can still find a win there and have a good day here. 4 picks in play. That deserves some likes. That deserves some subscriptions if you're new to the channel. And comment below your bet for today. Comment below a good destination for Cam Johnson through a trade. And we'll be back here tomorrow for more of the same on Pick and Roll presented by the FanDuel Sportsbook.